Of you.
Please have your seats. Because my best interview of the past 3 days is this one, which I'm bringing to you today. As you can see, some of the noise that was back there has moved front here. So we are going to have a really good time hearing from some 3 excellent shepherds that we have here this morning. Awesome. Now, the pastors, the network leaders of these people, they wanted to send you greetings in very elaborate ways, and I stopped them, so consider yourself greeted. Yeah, you're greeted. Yeah. Richard, I'm going to start with you. Richard, tell us which location you come from, when you joined Missional Community, how many people you are, and how many people you are now.
Thank you, Revma. The Lamb has won. My name is Richard Kaihura. I'm a zonal pastor at Worship Harvest Kungu. I'm an MC leader with Aiden MC. We have 22 adults and 8 children.
Yes. So when did you join that MC? Did you start the MC? And how did you come to 20? Were you always 20? Did you start the missional community when you were 20 adults and 8 children? Just give us the beginnings of that.
So I joined the MC in April last year, not this year. And before that, I was an apprentice with one of the other MCs, a bound MC, still under Worship Harvest Kungu. Yeah, and so when I joined the MC, we were quite few in number. I believe the MC had dwindled in numbers, so I was contacted by my zonal pastor then and my current location pastor to join the MC and start leading there. So we've grown the MC since to 22 adults, 8 children. We have about 4 adults that we practice every Wednesday when we meet.
Awesome. So tell us in detail, how did you come from 5 people to now 28, 30 people?
One of the things that has really helped for us is when I joined the MC, we weren't practicing evangelism. So on day 1, I simply notified the members. On Saturday, we're going out. Whether it's one person that shows up, we are going out. And we started doing evangelism. We've had an average of at least a soul every week since.
Wow, we are very excited for you because as every missional community should lead at least one person every week. Oh, yes. And so we are excited that you actually went ahead to do it. So tell us some more.
All right, so having done that on a regular basis, we started, a lot of people picked interest in going out for evangelism and inviting other people to the MC. Some of the salvations we've actually were able to win were simple. Someone invited a new person to MC, and as part of going through the message that has been taught, we don't miss out on the opportunity to tell them, you know what, do you actually have a relationship with Christ? If you didn't do it while MC Live was running, we then have the opportunity to teach you in depth. Yeah. What are you getting into? What does this relationship look like? I mean, we are not doing badly. When you come to MC, you can easily be one of these. God will really transform your life. And it's really been amazing just participating in the simple principles that are being taught to us every single week.
Richard, what else have you been teaching your people? Because when we were talking, you were telling me so many things you've been doing as an excellent shepherd. What have you been teaching them, and what have you seen as a result?
We've taught a lot on tithing and giving because MCs are very interesting. They comprise of, like Apostle always tells us, real people who have real jobs. Some earn 20,000 shillings, and they believe that because of what they earn, they can't give. So we've been teaching a lot on tithing.
Richard,
and
first
giving.
wait. Tell us the story properly. Yeah, tell us. What led you to teach them about tithing and giving? Like, tell the story the way you told it to me behind there.
All right. So in one of our meetings, I asked about 2 of our people, do you tithe? And is there evidence to show that you're being faithful, you're returning what belongs to the Lord? And interestingly, for a good number of them, they have no evidence to show that they tithe. They actually do not tithe at all. So we had to immediately just go into that. What does this mean for you? What does it look like? We had just come from a teaching where they told us about how the tithe protects you.
Yes.
Like it's your cover. So you're wondering, what you're coming in today and you're praying about a job, but you don't tithe. Are we going to get anywhere with this? So I started to teach specifically about that. I went ahead and talked to our admin to just, because I have their numbers, their names, email addresses, get these people tithe numbers, and then I'll do the follow-up on, are you actually doing this? Then also, don't come to MC empty-handed, give. Like, we need to teach you how to practice these things on a daily basis. So they started to do those things, and we've seen a lot of transformation. One of them actually started to teach other people. So whether they're going to come or not, he's going to tell them about tithe. At least he has this one message. Yes. He's confident. Yes, because he's practicing this. I can do this. So he's been teaching that, and we've seen awesome transformation. They've got jobs. They are not struggling anymore. They have where to sleep. They have a mattress.
Yes.
Yeah, and for some of them, the mattress was even donated to them. They didn't have to use their own money. So God has really, really, really been faithful.
Wow, what an excellent shepherd. Yes, the hand clap is in order. Richard, tell us briefly what you've been doing in the community. When we go out for Frontier, what have you been doing to engage in community transformation?
So our MC has been, for the longest time, whereas we were growing, we hadn't practiced regular Frontier. So we had a period when I just started to pray, ask God, what exactly should we be engaged in? And God led us to a school. Initially, it was about 2 schools, so we were debating which of these schools will open their doors. And one of them opened their doors to us, and we started to engage. They have a total of about 40 pupils who are there in boarding school. It's both a day and boarding school, so we engaged mostly with the boarding section because they're available on Saturday when we're going there. Now, we had our first Frontier in October, actually in November, before we broke off, was the first time we met them. So we went over to the school, we engaged the entire zone, and we broke the various MCs into particular sections. So if you're handling maybe the age bracket, let's say 6 to 8, another will handle. So we just picked out probably 2 people to teach, and it was amazing for us. We won 34 salvations in one day.
Wow.
And it's the largest we've had as a zone. We had great engagement with their teachers and the school administration. We're actually very excited to have a Frontier that spells continuity for us.
Yes.
Something that we can continuously engage with. Yeah, so we bless the Lord because he has led us to a place that's right in our community in Nigeria, where we can actually have influence. And being young children, we are so excited for what the future holds for those souls.
Can you give a hand clap to excellent Shepherd Richard? Awesome. Julia. Julia's fans. We see you. We send greetings. If you could just give us a moment to just listen to what she has to say, and then after she has said all of it, we can rejoice with her. Julia, tell us, what has been your journey of starting a missional community, and what result have you seen as a result of starting a missional community?
Thank you, Pastor Ari. Those who I wanted to greet, I greet you. But I greet Joshua, my husband. That one I shall not refuse. Yeah. My journey, Pastor Ari, started in 2013. Okay.
Wow.
When I was still a young youth. When we shifted from G12s to the other thing, there's many things that were happening. Just I signed out. I said, you guys, when you organize your lives, come and call me. Yeah. So I became a real pew warmer. I would sit, come to church, go back home. I even got offended. I'm sorry, up more. But during that offense period, I hated it because I had nowhere else to go. I was like, now you hate it, where do you go? Just sit here and be annoyed. Then I prayed about it. So those who are offended, pray about it. And the offense left. And I was like, okay, fine, this is my church, I'm happy. But I was not serving. Then that year, I made a commitment to say yes. That if Prophet Angela says, I will say yes. And you tell me, I'll say yes. So I was asked to start an MC in Bunga. Bunga, we started an MC, it grew. Then we moved to Butabika, which is where we are. Not the hospital, please. Just in the houses there in Butabika. A neighborhood within Butabika. So that's where we are currently serving. The MC started in Jan last year. And we started, of course, as we do, the father, the mother, and the 4 children. I thank God I have many children because it would have been very few of us. The following week, I told my children and the house manager, I've gone to work, you go and invite people. Bambi, they took the instructions seriously. I thank God for people who say yes. They went. They would stop cars in the estate and tell them, come for MC. So the second MC, we more than doubled. I was like, this invitation thing works. So then I told the ones who came, you go and also bring your friends. So they also went and invited. And one day I looked around and we had no more chairs. There were bodies on the carpets. We were many. We were about 30.
Wow.
And that's where we are not. But that's where we were. What was the question?
So how come you're not there? How come you're not there? What then happened to the 30 people?
What then happened to these 30 humans of Kampala? So, they told us to get huddle leaders. The Lord sent me many leaders. In fact, I keep telling whoever comes in that you're a leader. We are a movement, 3,000 churches, all of you here are being trained. So I quickly, in the second half of the year, I saw this, if the 30 invite one person each, it's going to be bloody. So I told them now, start after rest month, you're birthing an MC, you're birthing an MC. You two, let us first see. So 2 MCs went and invited their neighbors who they were going to invite, and they started MCs. Within a month or 2, these other 2 dangerous substitutes were also sent out. So we birthed 4 MCs in the second half of last year. Wow. And so we were able to depopulate the place. After we had sent out our most recent birth, it was back to me, my husband, our house manager, and our 4 children. Then we said, let us do this good thing again. And so we are now doing the good thing again of inviting people. So currently we are about 24. On my list there are 24 people, but after New Dawn Camp, I am going to afflict the comfortable. And the number will become actual bodies on the carpets because, it is what it is.
Wow. Guys. You start a missional community, you grow it to 30, you birth 4 MCs. They are healthy, they are growing. Now you're going to birth. I mean, it's amazing. But that's not all that Julia is doing. Julia, I know that you're doing some really awesome stuff in the community around you. Can you tell these excellent shepherds what you're doing to transform the community around you?
Okay. So that in the first half, I looked around at the people. And within like the first month, we had lost a cousin, an uncle, a father. I saw that the Mabugo were going to be many, and the burden was going to become big. And unfortunately, the mix of MC members is the very high end and the not, and the ones who are being discipled to reach very high end, to own land and build houses. So I said we need to pass on what we have learned so that we can all own houses and land. So we then started to do an SFFG training with the hope that we would start to save, and then we will start businesses, and then we'll be a blessing. Because people were used to saying, I have no transport, I was like, Abai, just we cannot continue in this life. So we said, let us get you to a point where you're the one who is busing people using your money, not you people coming to me for money. So we started SFFG. Thank you, Castro, wherever you are. So he was my mentor, and whatever he taught me, I taught them. Yeah. We started a savings group with then about 5 consistent guys. They also started inviting their friends. So currently, before New Dawn Camp, I chased some people out of the group. I was like, you're not saving. Here is your 5,000, just go. These ones who are saving, you know, we shall come back and teach these other ones. So currently, we're about 20. Consistent people are, first rate club, because I still have orangos. We are saving, we're like half of the number who are saving. Yeah, so we are still teaching. It's a journey. Pastor Ari took 20 years. Just I feel we are still babies with our 1 year, but we shall get there. So we are saving. We've set up a savings club, and we save every Sunday after church. We also have mandated them to come and attend Business Garage at the hosting center, because they're going to start businesses this year, so you better be educated. So we usually then have a teaching after Garage, and then we do our savings, and then we go home.
Wow, how much money have you saved so far?
The ones who were not kicked out, because we had to return some money at some point. When I counted, we had saved about 2.1 million. You people, first wait, I know that some of you go to Serena and blow 2.1 million. But these people save 2K, 2,000 shillings, 5,000 on a good day. But one day I told them, you guys, what's your plan? You're saving 2,000. What are you saving for? If you want to buy a cow, okay, your 2,000. A cow of, let us say, 600,000, divided by your 2,000. You see you're going to buy your cow in 5 years. Is that what you're working towards? When I told them that, they became serious. One day, a guy showed up with 40,000. I said, I
Hey! Wow.
Yeah. So this year, the plan is to continue gathering together to watch Business Garage at 7:30, and to start reviewing business plans and sort of continue that mentorship journey and start to make our money make money for us.
Julia, that's awesome. Tell us about your people serving at Garage and what that has done to them.
So the other 30 who went out, and these other ones, they're like 2 groups. The ones who I sent out, we have a hosting center in Luzira. We also experienced arriving one day and the gate was locked. We're like, what's going on? So we've been a bit mobile, but we've now found a new home. So we all serve at the hosting center. We have our media team. We've been training the choir, but they have nowhere to sing generally, so they stand here at the side.
On the side of the TV.
On the side of the TV and do what this gentleman does. So because they serve, there's a guy who never used to come, but when we moved saving to Sunday, he shows up every Sunday because he has to collect our money. Then there's a guy who keeps our speaker. He has to show up every Sunday. Then there are guys who are supposed to collect chairs and arrange them. They must show up if they don't show up, we won't have chairs. I'm like, Bagay, Muliwa, we need chairs. So they come and serve at the hosting center. And so that's how we have kept the momentum of them growing.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Julia. Cyrus.
Hey!
Cyrus, today there are no ushers, so just first sit there for now. We shall get ushers after all of this is done. Cyrus. Tell us.
Oh yes, I'm Cyrus Kingsley Wagga. Oh yes, shout out to my zonal pastor, Sarge. I love you so much, and Pastor Easy. Oh yes.
Cyrus, these people are wondering how someone who shouts like that can have such a powerful story that it comes to the interview. Tell us, how did you start the missional community? How many were you? And how many are you now?
Oh yes.
Guys, silence.
The testimony of Christ is a spirit of prophecy. Hallelujah. So once upon a time, oh yes, after I had somehow, I do not know how, I read the Principle and Practice of Honor and SSFG before I joined Worship Harvest. I do not know how. My first service at Worship Harvest Makere was DMC.
Discovering membership class.
Yes. I joined the church officially and they gave me a certificate the next Sunday. In a few weeks, no, actually the first Sunday I came, people did not realize I was new. I was just so into the church, you could not tell. Like the culture, there is a way I call it the culture, I do not know. Something like that. So, the first time I came to Worship Harvest Makere, I came to look for Wake because I was told he's a gospel rapper and they had a rappers fellowship at Bethel Youth Hub. So I came to look for Wake. So I came and found one person at church. Oh yes, and that was Pastor Hope Tash. Oh yes. She was Pastor Hope Tash. It was Sunday evening and there was no one at church. I gave her my number. She recorded me rapping. She did not believe I could rap, but she was screaming. She was the first fan I had in Worship Harvest Makere.
Cyrus.
Oh yes,
Cyrus.
I'm coming. I am coming.
Missional community.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So after giving her the number, a few months later, someone calls me and they say, "Hi, how are you? We want to say hi." I'm like, "What? Where are you from?" They say, "Worship Harvest Makere." I say, "Okay." So that person invites me for the Gayaza gathering. So instead of coming to Worship Harvest Gayaza, I come to Worship Harvest Nalia. I sat at the Breen Cafe, and when I sat at the Breen Cafe, I was given food. And they gave me a second plate. And they gave me a drink. I was like, what a church. So I joined Sharon's MC, the girl who called me to Worship Harvest Makere. She was my MC shepherd, and I became the assistant MC shepherd. And then I took so long to start an MC. So when I finally started, because I had a lot of fear, I started my MC last October. Can you imagine?
Last October.
And I came around October last year.
Okay.
The year before, sorry.
Yes.
The year before. So when I started my MC around in October, I was the only person coming for the MC. Can you imagine? Oh yes. Oh yes. I was the only one person for the first 3 weeks. And then it occurred to me that when you imitate, you become a son.
Yes.
I got a very big notes board and put it in my bedroom and pinned every single quote I know Apmo spoke of and Papa Blesso, and I pinned them in my bedroom. One afternoon, Papa Blesso visited me. He's a good shepherd. he saw the notes board. So I started reading these things that in a bid to be relevant, do not get uprooted. That imitation makes us sons. The devil will stop at nothing to prove to you that you have no faith. And I said, God has called us to be phenomenal in our generation. Maka, Rika. And I was like, okay. Before I knew it, we became 5 members. The next time we met, we became 7, 17. I was like, what? Because I would grab people from the street and bring them into the MC. And 8 people would get saved randomly every day. So to my shock, I was wondering, why am I not having disciples in my MC? Because by that time, I had already won 200 souls to Christ.
Wow.
Yes, I had already won souls to Christ. And I was like, what is not working? Because I win souls, why don't I have disciples? And I felt so bad. And a few months ago, we had gone to the to the Mukono Central Awakening. Ace. Yeah, and me and Harry, we won 21 disciples in like 3 days. And I was like, okay, it's possible. But then it wasn't working out in my MC. I was the only one person coming. I remember one time I would lie that we were 5 people.
Oh.
To my MC Shepherd, I
Confessions.
repent. Oh yes. So from 1725, it was radical growth. I would go and talk to Pastor Tash and I would be like, what is happening? So from 25, 35, and I was like, Mark. So, yes. Oh, yes. From 35, we became 46. From 46, we kept on. I also wonder. I also wonder. So, we kept, because my MC started late, we were entering into rest month. I used to just disciple them, visit them. I visit them every Tuesday and Thursday, and every single time I visit them, I take them food.
Wow.
Oh yes. So we grew from 46? From 46 to 65. From 65 to 80. From 80 to 100. From 100 to 120. I do not believe how that happened. Hey! So we started reaching out. I discovered that the members in my missional community, my God, time.
Yes.
I discovered that the members in my missional community had different needs, and then I started reaching out to them. Some of them didn't have clothes. They were like, we can't come to church because I don't have a shirt, I don't have shoes, I don't have certain pants. And like, you are joking. Come here. How is this shirt? How do you find these pants? How are these shoes? I gave out many of my clothes until I was left with 2 pairs of shoes. And I started busing them to church. By the first time I took people to church, there were 2. The last time I remember, we were 65.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we used to enter church like a gang. If you saw us coming into church, you would maka. You would riba. We would walk in, and it was a walk-in. Oh my God. It was 1 taxi at first, and then it became 2 taxis. So to cut the long story short, my MC has birthed another MC. The biggest kids MC in Worship Harvest Makere.
Wow.
Oh yes, it has 60 members, 60 children, and it is born of God kids. My MC is born of God. And as you know, those who are born of God overcome the world. So I overcame. Oh yes, so we started a campaign. It's called Coat of Many Colors, and we started covering people with food, covering people with clothes, covering people with beddings. Many of my disciples did not sleep on mattresses.
Yes.
So we got them mattresses, got them clothes. By the time they got into Christmas, we had given out more than 50 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
We had given out more than 3 suitcases and a half, I think 4 suitcases and a half of clothes.
Wow.
To people. By the time they went into Christmas, they had clothes. 5 of my disciples are here, whom I'm going to send out to plant more. Oh yes, that's one of them.
We can tell.
Oh yes. We have 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Oh yes. He's the lead of the kids' MC. His MC has 60 people. Oh yes. So
Please join me and just appreciate these excellent shepherds. That hand clap is not enough. That shout is not enough.